But what perks to take? Okay, so Bard is a very good team player right now. Then got nerfed, so you don't want to run magical damage anymore on everything. What I do run now is strength and a lot of physical damage. You can get earlier in a lobby, I was dealing 158 damage with a crossbow. It was a purple one, it wasn't a blue one, albeit, but to the head, you know, it's pretty good. So your 3 primary stats are going to be +1 all above everything else. Is what you're trying to get, but your 3 primaries are strength. Strength is very important. The second one is agility, and because you'll be able to kite people while you're using your flute, shriek of weakness, piercing shrill, crossbows. You can kite people if you have a lot of agility, and you can move around easily. And your third is knowledge. Knowledge is your third important because it is still very important, but it's not as important because you don't really need to stack it up too much. Knowledge makes it so you cast things faster, and I would say about like 24 to 26 knowledge is already enough to make it comfortable, or about 20 spell capacity around that range. It basically determines the casting speed of your songs. And once you have rousing rhythm, that's +3 knowledge, so it makes it really comfortable. So those are your 3 main stats. Gear I like to use is any bardic hat because it's super cheap. Not reinforced gloves, but I do enjoy using leather gloves or riveted gloves. Depends for what you're going for. Riveted gloves is probably better. Loose trousers is what I go for. Not heavy boots, but light foot boots usually, but heavy boots is also good. It gives you some more armor. Either Regal Gambeson or a Bard chest isn't bad because Regal Gambeson does take 10 more movement speed than the Bardic chest. So either one is not bad. You can go for whatever gives you more strength, and yeah. And then either Tattered Cloak, Knowledge Cloak, or Agility Cloak, whatever you want. Crossbow, double crossbow. The double burst in ranged is actually very good. And then you run a rapier. And, you know, whatever you want to run else. What you're going to do for perks that I run is you always want to run Charismatic Performance. I always run Wanderer's Luck because I do bosses. And this is goated for bosses, gold stashes, all that stuff. Dancing Feet is also pretty much a must because it doesn't quite negate the instrument move speed penalty, but it is very essential because, as I said earlier, you want to kite enemies, you want to be able to keep up with your team, and Dancing Feet will give you 10 more move speed to help you with that. And I've been running War Song recently because I run with Fighter, Cleric, Bard. And me and the Fighter really enjoy War Song because, you know, we can one-shot people with crossbow. Our counter is pretty much Wizard, so be careful with the Wizard, but you can one-shot the Wizard with the crossbow. So War Song will help you with that. Just use an Allegro, you get that 3 attack power, get one shot in, you reload it pretty much immediately. This is interchangeable though. If you're not running Fighter, Cleric, Bard, and you're running maybe like double caster, Cleric Wizard, or Wizard Wizard, Cleric Cleric, then you probably want to run Storyteller. Another reason to run Storyteller is if you don't have any knowledge in your gear. So if you're not kitted out, you don't have like plus all in some of your stuff or whatever, you don't have any knowledge, you do want to run Storyteller because you casting spells fast enough does matter. And then, lastly, one that I would run is either Rapier Mastery, if you find yourself frontlining a lot. If you have, I don't know, a Rogue and a Cleric in your team, and you're going to be frontlining a lot, then you might want Rapier Mastery. It does help. Otherwise, if you're just, you know, if you're just looting hordes, people are using you as just a luck bag or something, run Lore Mastery. Gold stashes, 25% faster. Also, for mining, Lore Mastery mines 25% faster. Very good. Interaction speed is different from action speed and spellcasting speed. Interaction speed affects resourcefulness type things. So opening doors, looting gold stashes, mining. Action speed comes from agility. That's how fast you attack. That's how fast you reload your crossbow. That's it. That's action speed. And spellcasting speed comes from knowledge. It is how fast you cast your music. That's pretty much it. Spell capacity is also the same thing. So spell capacity is what affects how fast you cast your spells from the knowledge thing. Yeah. And then we're gonna let me just put War Song over here. We're gonna move on to music. This is the music set that I run currently in High Roller for Physical Bard. That is physical strength, physical damage, strength, all that stuff Bard. You're gonna run Shriek, your main buffs are gonna be Rousing Rhythms, Beats of Alacrity, Harmonic Shield, Ballad of Courage. These are the 4s that you're gonna want to have at all times. This gives you +3 stats, makes you cast faster, makes you run faster. Amazing. Beats of Alacrity, this is essential. I saw some people saying some bards not taking Beats of Alacrity. This is amazing. 25 plus movement speed. It's insane. You gotta run it. For 2 minutes, it's so worth it. Harmonic Shield gives you armor, why not? Ballad of Courage gives you +10 physical power bonus. So this skills on Piercing Shrill, this skills on the crossbow, this skills on the rapier. It's very good. You gotta run it. Allegro is what you're gonna be running if you're not doing anything else. And also right before you shoot your crossbow shot, sometimes, if you have time. Because this will basically just give you the War Song buff and also make you reload so much faster. Shriek of Weakness is if you see anything pretty much charging at you, just use Shriek of Weakness. They will deal less damage and they will take a lot more damage. It's -40 armor rating. It's really good. Piercing Shrill is what you use to attack through walls and also what you use to attack spiders, mosquitoes, skullbats. Takes care of all of those. And Unchained Harmony is utility. You open your chests. Corral of Clarity is if you're running a cleric or wizard, any casters. If you're not running any casters in your comp, I would recommend either Accelerando if you have a barb or if you have an aggressive playstyle that requires you to charge. If you're not running that kind of comp either, I would say Chaotic Discord is I can see why someone would run Chaotic Discord. Area of Alacrity is also a pretty good one, but that is a 5th buff that you have to run, and it's also a downside because you also have to bring in a loot. A loot, if you haven't noticed, I'm only using 3 instruments here. A loot means that you have to carry a 4th instrument. You don't have a slot for your torch, or you don't have a slot for your potion of healing, or your potion of protection, or your explosive bottle, or your Francesca axe. You know, really important thing about the bard is how you're using your time, how efficiently you're using your time, and how the buffs are always on. So if that's gonna take out a little bit of your time switching through the loot, it's probably not worth it. And Tranquility is good for restorable health. I used to not run this for Song of Silence, and it depends, but generally Tranquility is pretty good. If you ever have to heal in a pinch, it also helps, and I've had that plenty of times. So this is my song comp, this is my actual comp for HR, and these are the perks that I use and the stat priority. So yeah, I'll see you guys playing Bard. Watch my Twitch. I play Bard every day there.